What's going on, guys? I hope you're very well. It's Friday. We finally made it. And today we're going to do something really interesting, really cool. We're going to do another root over rock project, but this one is going to be with, as you can see, one of these here, a little fig tree. It's a ficus still, but it's a Ficus Carica. And maybe from one of my previous videos you saw that I rooted a lot of cuttings that I took from a very big tree. Most of them I sold already, but I left this one because normally people tend to like bigger cuttings, longer cuttings, so they can produce fruit as fast as possible. But this one is really small. As you can see, my hand is right there. It's small, and I decided to keep it for myself because it's got a nice movement, and I thought it could be a really nice bonsai project. So that's exactly what we're going to do today. And we got everything that we need here. We can see that that's the rock that we're going to use. We got some wire, one of those little funny things. I don't know how you call them in English. They have a name, but it's, one of those little wires that you can tie bread bags with. And we got the substrate ready. We can see that we got a little bit of zeolite, a little bit of worm castings, and your regular mushroom soil. We've also got that nursery bag, and that's going to be the same thing. We're going to use it for the same thing that we used that little plastic bottle from the previous video for. We're going to use it as a containment for the rock and for the roots that are going to be exposed. And finally, we got this. This is a container where it's going to grow. It's a colander, and it's filled with the regular bonsai soil that I use, which is zeolite, a little bit of organic matter. And that's pretty much it. Okay, so we can start. The first thing that we're going to do is we're going to mix all of these ingredients together. Let me put this to the side. And we can see that this is a very nice stone. Going to be nice and cool. And what we're going to do is we're going to mix all of this together. And then we can start worrying about placing and whatnot. Right? I think I have more than enough, so maybe the rest I'm going to use for, I don't know, succulents or something like that. This is a very nice recipe because it's very well draining, but it's also have organic matter, so it's very good for pretty much any plant that you want, except for azaleas. Azaleas prefer much acidic soil. Much more acidic soil. So there we go. That's ready. Next thing that we're going to do, we're going to take the nursery bag and we're going to cut it. And we can see that now we've got a nice ring where we're gonna place our little plant. Okay, I think we can actually make this a little bit shorter, like so. There we go. Okay. So next thing that we're gonna do, we're gonna take this out of its little bag. Actually, I don't know what we're gonna find because these are pretty dark. Remember, this is cutting, so normally roots from cuttings emerge from the end, one of the ends. In this case, the one that it's in the ground. But still, since it's very deep, I don't know what we're gonna find. If we can find roots that we can use in the project, that'll be very good. But if not, well, we will be rooting this all over again. Okay? Let's see what we got. We can put this to the side. So we can see that it's a little bit root bound. If we get rid of the soil, You can see that it's got little fine roots, and that's okay. But for this project in particular, what we want is strong roots. And that's exactly what we're gonna get with the colander, because remember, we're increasing the oxygen that the plant gets. So it's gonna be absolutely no problem for the tree. Okay, so here we have it. We can see that this is the root mass. We don't have a lot of strong roots, but these are good. I think we can work with this. Okay, so now what we're gonna do is place this on the rock. And for that, I'm going to position the camera a little bit better. Okay, so here we go. This is going to be, I think, our planting angle. We can see that the rock, it's nice and stable in the colander. And this right here, this little surface that we have, is going to be where our little tree is going to be positioned. Actually, I'm going to move this a little bit to the center. There we go. It's going to be sitting here. And this is where we're going to use those little plastic knots. You can see that it's going to be a little bit difficult trying to get them into position, trying to get the little tree into position, just because we don't have a lot of roots. But I think we can get it right. With a little bit of effort. Okay. So let's see. Try not to damage the roots a lot or very much. You can see that. That's the first one. And we're going to use another one right here. Maybe this one can go under the rock. This will be much easier if we had strong roots, but you gotta work with what you have, right? Now I do believe that in the future we're gonna get those strong roots. Every ficus species is known and it's famous for having strong roots. And the fig tree, the Ficus Carica, it's not the exception. So with the colander, with a lot of oxygen, once it's in place, once it's in position, we will get those roots. And in a couple of months, this will be safely located and stable in its new little home. Let's see. Oops. These are useful, don't you think? You can use them for your bread. You can use them for bonsai projects. You can use them to wire, tiny little branches. These are good. Okay, so we got this one. I think we got another one that's loose here that we can tie the rest of the little plant width. Yeah, let me just get another one that just fell under the table. So here we have the other one. Again, let's see how we can. You can see that if we leave it, it's gonna, be in that position, but that's not exactly what I want. So that's what I'm still working it. I want a more upright position. Another option that we could take is we could put some of the substrate that we have right here, and that's going to do the trick, right? It's going to keep it in this position, and that's going to be very good. But still, I'm going to use this one just to see if I can secure it a little bit more before I can add the soil. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to use this little peak right here to keep it in place, even if it means that I'm not going to secure it directly to the roots, right? It's going to be like a little guy wire that we're going to put there. Like that. See? Nice. So the next thing that we're going to do is we're going to take our plastic little ring and we're going to position it on the container. This is always the difficult part because I always forget to prune the little tree before I place it inside. So that's where I have problems trying to get it in. Oh, with a little bit of patience. It's finally in position. All right. Okay, so you see that? It's nice and into position. Now the last thing that we're going to do is just simply add the soil. Right? Now we want to be very gentle with that, and also we want to make sure that we don't leave any little gaps, any air bubbles, so that we make sure that the tree 100% is 100%. Oh, there's another one right here that's preventing me from placing it on the surface of the soil. There we go. We want to give this tree a 100% chance of rooting, right? How do we do that? By taking the necessary steps. So we add the soil little by little. Yeah. Continue to do that. Continue to do that, and I will show you what it looks like when it's finished. So here we are. It's all nice and filled. It's stable. We can see that we don't have any air bubbles, any air gaps or anything, and we can see that it's in position. So that's good. Okay, so the last thing that we're gonna do is, because we performed such a heavy operation and we might have lost a couple of little roots during the process, what we're going to do is a light pruning of the tree. Yeah, just because, remember, if you lose roots, you should also prune a little bit of the foliage, just so the plant doesn't enter a state of shock enter into a state of shock because it doesn't have enough roots to support the foliage. With most deciduous trees, right? With most deciduous and broadleaf trees, that's what we do. Pines do not touch the little needles. That's different, right? So I think we're done. There's another one right here. We can also prune right there. So the last thing that we're going to do is water this, and then we'll call it a day. So here we go. Remember, at the beginning, we water here on the little container, in this case the little plastic bag, right? But after days pass, we can water exclusively on the container on the bottom. And that's going to encourage the tree to look for water, look for nutrients in that particular section. You know, that particular section of soil. Okay. So we water, and we can see that water is coming down. It's reaching the bottom. You can see that in no time we're going to have a nice and interesting project in our hands. Okay. So that's pretty much it for today's video, guys. The last thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to show you a couple of updates, and then we'll call it a day for today. And today's video, as you can see, is my little pine. After its pruning. Yeah, remember that I said I wanted to prune it so we could have more shoots, and then we could, you know, develop the branch with those shoots. So we can see this is the result. Yeah, so we cut here, and now we have more shoots. We cut here, we have more shoots. Yeah. So in the future, what we're going to do with those is, you know, start to shape the branches that we want. Look, this is a very good example. We cut, and we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 new shoots. Yeah. So during the autumn, we're going to select those shoots, and then we're going to cut those newly formed branches so we can continue developing it. We have our sacrificial apex right here. Look, it's growing like crazy. And I don't know if you can see, but right there in the back where I needed a couple of branches, I performed a couple of grafts. Yeah, I grafted a couple of little branches. It's not from a different species, it's from the same pine. Actually, I think you can see where I took that little branch from. Yeah, I think this is the place. And we have more shoots there too. So that's it. I'm going to keep you posted on this one. Remember, if you have any question, comments, doubts, or whatever about the ficus, about the fig tree, about anything, you can leave them down below. Subscribe, comment, like. It's really, really helpful. Okay, you guys. I hope you have a nice, very nice weekend, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye.